was next.
Yeah.
I loved Thor.
I watched Captain America before I watched Thor, but well, you know what? You go first. You go first with Thor.
Okay.
I
love Thor.
Yeah.
As a character, my dad read me a Thor comics when I was a kid. I've always loved Thor. I love the mythology behind it all, Asgard, and
Yeah, exactly.
Loki. And I've never understood the hate with Thor because a lot of people crap on Thor as a character in the MCU. They don't like his movies, and I kind of get it a little bit with the Dark World, I guess. But the first one, I thought the first Thor was great. It had epic fights. Cinematography was great. It has, honest to God, my favorite score in the whole MCU.
Yeah.
Patrick Doyle did the score for Thor, and it's epic. It's sweeping.
There's
I love that
lot of good in
score.
Thor. There's a lot of good in Thor, and Thor is same for me. Like I'll keep saying this throughout Marvel characters is that he was another character. Like I loved the concept, but I never really got into him outside of reading comic books at your dad's place because like he was such a huge Thor fan.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why like like you have an affinity to some of these characters for whatever reason. So then it's kind of like now they're cherished. You don't want them to be too far off.
Yeah.
I liked that this was a mix of old like regular Marvel Thor and Ultimate Thor.
Mm-hmm. It was a nice mix.
I liked how there was no like Thor was Donald Blake and he had the cane, and when he whacked the cane, now he was Thor. Like I liked how they didn't have that, but they referenced Donald Blake.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because that was one of those ones where it just was. It's kind of silly.
That wasn't going to work.
That wasn't going to work. It's not going to work in real.
It would just come off as cheesy and weird.
Yeah, it's not like Shazam where you could do that and it would be really cool. But especially because it's a kid and now he's like Superman essentially, right?
Right.
The casting, like Hemsworth, for me, unknown. I had no idea who the fuck he was.
I only known him as Dead Dad at Star Trek.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah. And
all right.
Looks like Thor.
Yeah.
Right away. I love how the first time we see Thor, he's got the helmet on, and he's like that douchebag fucking jock. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's exactly how Thor started.
The cool older brother that got away with everything, but he was also a spoiled brat because he got everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Loki, his brother, which
Tom Hiddleston,
like he was really good in Thor, really good in Thor, and I remember just thinking to myself, like, whoa, because he does a really good job of being the brother, but also the second best.
Yeah.
And then, like, you can tell at times he loves his parents and his brother, but at other times he hates his parents and his brother. And then the reveal that he's part frost giant, or he is a frost giant, or whatever it's part frost giant, right?
Yeah. Part or all? All.
Yeah.
Odin finds him.
That's right.
As a child. It puts that spell on him.
That's right. And so that was really good. So, like, he does a really good job of conveying all those emotions. And, like, to the point where, like, you get why he's doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? Not that, like, I don't necessarily feel sympathetic for him, but I understand. Like, I'm not like, this makes no fucking sense. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. The cast of his parents, Anthony Hopkins and Renee Russo was awesome.
Excellent.
My only major, actually, Natalie Portman was one of the first things that was a snag for me, and I love Natalie Portman. I didn't understand why she was doing this movie, and then when I watched this movie, I still don't really know why she did this movie.
I mean, at the end of the day, actors, paycheck, right? But I liked her as Jane Foster. I thought she was a good.
I liked her as Jane Foster. I didn't like her. I liked her as Jane Foster until she met Thor.
Okay.
And then I was like, they do a good job of really quickly establishing that she's really smart, and she's a tough chick. Then she meets Thor, and she's the love-struck cheerleader. And it was so quick that I was like, ugh. ugh. And there's no chemistry between them, which is another thing that I didn't like. I don't believe it at all. Like I believe it in the sense that Thor wants to bang her.
I think the first thing with her being the love-struck cheerleader was his body.
Yep.
She wasn't looking at his personality.
No, especially because he was a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, it was more like, wow, he's hot, and then wow, the science that comes with him really just intrigues me.
Yeah, that's right. Of course. Well, yeah, obviously, because that's
so much of it was
everything that she was looking at is
Yeah.
now proven.
Yeah.
You know, now she's no longer crazy. You know, Selvig's character was great.
Oh yeah.
I loved his character. I even liked Kat Danning.
Yeah. Dennings?
Kat
Dennings?
Whatever.
Yeah. Darcy. She was Darcy.
Darcy.
Right?
I loved her character. I even liked her in the second one.
Yeah.
And I know that was one of the complaints, and I was like,
I think she's funny.
Yeah.
I see her not being in the third for obvious reasons. She doesn't fit in that story at all.
I think she's done. I think
she's done.
She's done. Foster's done.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate, but I guess we'll talk about that some other day with Thor Ragnarok.
The part of the movie, like when Thor gets to Earth, is where I start to lose the movie.
Really?
No, hold on. When he's in New Mexico, hanging out with the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I because like, and I've said this plenty of times before, but this will be the first time I say it here. It's where he does that very quick sort of like he's a douchebag. He spends like a day with these people. Now he loves all of humanity, and he's willing to sacrifice himself to the destroyer armor so that Loki will not so that no one else dies. And even now, I'm still just like, ugh, it's too quick. It's kind of the same with the Ironmonger, where it's just like, give me a couple more days with him, and maybe I'll believe it. But all of humanity, and I think it's like two or 3 days. All of humanity, he literally goes from being the petulant child who is banished to Earth, and within like 2-3 days, he just meets the perfect group of people, and he's just like, I want to save all of humanity. You know, for the guy that's supposed to be the Superman character, like at least in Man of Steel, we have that scene where he's talking to the priest, and he's like, I don't know if all of humanity deserves to be saved.
Right.
He doesn't say that, but that's essentially what he's saying. He's like, because up until that point, it hasn't been that great for him. He knows there's good people out there, but he sees a lot of bad, and he doesn't really, and we don't get that with Thor. But I think that's partly because the Marvel Universe is more sunshine and rainbows, and everyone's great.
Yeah.
But like, it's still too rushed for me that I can't take it seriously. I like the idea behind it, I think, because it's a very heroic move that this douchebag is suddenly going to be like, no, Loki, just kill me. Just kill me. Spare them. And then that's that. And that's what, makes him become Thor all over again, like true Thor.
Yeah, he's worthy.
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. So he's worthy, he can get his hammer, he's got his armor, he can destroy the destroyer suit, which he should be able to, but, give me a little bit more time, and then I'll buy it. And I think part of it, too, is that, part of it is, of course, I don't feel the chemistry between those characters.
Right.
The other part, too, is that Hemsworth, in this particular period of time, not that good of an actor. He does douchebag really well, but he doesn't do stoic hero really well. I mean, his Thor has gotten better, because obviously he's inhabited the role more.
Yeah.
But I think that's the other part. But that's ultimately where I'm at. Is I still like it more than Iron Man 2, And I do think that Thor 2 is better, and we'll get to that, but that's where I'm at.
All right.
How do you feel?
I love it. And I love it because it came out around the same time of J. Michael Straczynski's run, where Thor's in Oklahoma and everything. And that is very much this movie, except in New Mexico instead of Oklahoma.
Yeah. That was a really good run. I really liked that run where you had all the... Because this was right after Ragnarok.
Yes.
So everyone was dead.
Yeah.
Then Thor came back, and you realize that none of them actually died, but they're in... He's got to find them.
And it held merit too, because there was like a 2 to 3 year break in between Ragnarok and the Return of Thor. Like Thor was gone from the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
So when he came back, it felt like
It
an
was
event.
huge. Plus, it was Straczynski, and we were all big. You and I both were big for Straczynski.
Yeah, his Spider-Man run, his Supreme Power, him and Marvel in general was great.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was like I always wanted to see him on Silver Surfer, which we got with the miniseries, and I always wanted to see him on Thor.
That's
So
right.
when they announced Thor was coming back, and it was Straczynski.
And then it's Oliver Cabell doing the art.
Yes, beautiful art.
And they gave him that updated suit that was
Beautiful
very
artwork.
similar to the suit he had.
Which carried off into this, like,
you know, and I even liked that, like, he had bare arms, and then when it was like it was on, the chainmail came in, and I was like, "That's really cool."
Very
I'm still disappointed that we'll probably only get to see him in the helmet in Thor 3
for the gladiator
and that's
fight.
it.
Yeah,
Just for the gladiator fight, and that's it. We won't see it ever again.
yeah.
Because, like I
The
said before, on
helmet
the
is-
last, like in the Geek Cap, and it was just like, out of all the ones you can get away with, because you see his face all the time. So,
but
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, so I love Thor.
Overall, I
love
still
Thor.
really like it. I just it's not my favorite. We're coming up. On
Yeah, we're
my
coming
two
up to
favorites.
it.
We're coming up on my two favorites.